to Gen Y Footy, episode 14. Welcome to the show, Frankie.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. But welcome to this man who's sporting his nice Miami Heat outfit. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Yes, we will.
How was Port Douglas? You know, back here in Melbourne in the cold, and what was it, 26 degrees up there every day?
It was 26 every day, and it hit pretty hard when I came back home. Had trained the last couple of days, and the thermals and the beanies were out. A lot nicer up at Port Douglas this time of year.
We feel so sorry for him, don't we, Frankie?
Yeah, like a toothache. Now, how did it go up there? What did you get up to? What did you see? You wouldn't have saw much football, so what stood out for you maybe in Port Douglas?
The only thing that stood out for me was the Miami Heat. I got to the local pub and was able to watch the game in my jersey, so I'm a big supporter, have been for a long time, guys. Haven't just jumped on board like Jason Graham and a few other people. So all I basically did was sunbake, watched a little bit of basketball and had some seafood.
And you've got the shorts on too, haven't you?
I
Stand
do.
out for us?
Yeah.
You've gone the whole
I'm fully committed.
So unlike Jason Graham, who was actually he barracked for
He's LeBron.
LeBron's
He's
first.
a LeBron. Cleveland, yeah.
So he follows LeBron, not
yeah,
Miami.
exactly. Yeah, no, I'm Miami and always have been.
Now, very good. Back to the football, Frankie, because that's what we're here to do. Joe Watson was sensational on the weekend. He had 10 last quarter possessions, 1 goal. You missed this, Dale, but he's the best clutch player in the AFL at the moment. He does it every week when Essendon are down. We see it here, and he just gets them over the line.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I didn't see one bit of the game, Dean. But no, he's a fantastic player and they're having a great year. And we've got them, not this weekend, the following weekend. So we know we've got a tough game coming up that week for sure.
What stood out for you, bench?
Well, speaking of tough, Stewie Cramry, which you would have also missed, Dal, as you just mentioned. Have a look at this. This is a man who is taking away from a 400-metre sprint champion, is in Luke McFarlane.
What has he done?
Takes 3 bounces. He was a 400-metre champion in athletics. Okay. Have a look at this. That's pace for you. This is, what's his name? Asafa Power style.
That is a good goal.
So you do have it tough in a few weeks. How are you going to stop a man like that?
I'm going to play in the midfield and not go near him.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Great idea.
You would have also missed Black Caviar because you said you didn't get up and watch the race, but everybody else did, so you're in the minority, Nick.
Yep.
And a fantastic race. Lukey Nolan gave everybody a heart attack. I thought, what's going on here? Not that I had any money on it because I wasn't paying much. $1.15, I think, or $1.12 in some other markets. Yep. But disappointing. I was absolutely petrified.
Frankie bench from Sportsbet.
No, said a bit. But this was scary, but you missed it. So how do you feel about missing that as well?
Yeah, I'm a massive horse racing fan as well, so I have no idea about
So do you
horses.
like AFL at all? You like basketball? You like racing?
I like American sports. I saw the replay of that. Yeah. It's amazing that a horse can do those sort of things, and to be able to travel those distances is hard enough for a person, let alone a horse. Even though it had the Ian Thorpe wetsuit for most of the trip, but it's a good effort by an Aussie horse.
Gee, had Luke Nolan not won that, he wouldn't have been able to leave his house for the rest of his life.
Luke Nolan is a very lucky man, but I felt sorry for him because he felt really bad because he didn't want to take away from the performance that Black Caviar put on, and unfortunately it wasn't the greatest win, but the main thing is that she won.
That's right. It's now time for Twitter Hard Hitter.
Whack, 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 whack.
Yes, righto. At Max Sams has proclaimed, good name, has proclaimed that the MCC staff member are a joke. We Melbourne supporters had every right to bet on the weekend. Kevin Shetty was the one playing fun and games. Okay, well, here's some vision of Tom Scully copying on the weekend. They had signs up in the crowd. They had
it's good for footy.
Money bags being shown. They had people ejected for swearing at Tom Scully. What do you reckon? Probably fair enough, I reckon, if he left for all that money.
Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of banter, to be honest with you. I think it's got a good vibe, and obviously it gives a little bit of interest to the game from people come from different areas, and for him to leave was a massive decision, and I think you're probably going to expect that at some stage, and this was his first game against his old club. It's going to happen. I think it might back off a little bit throughout the years, though.
Would you go for $2 million front-ended?
And take a pay cut.
Very nice.
Then he goes, ask me that question. So I can send my money to
bump up my price.
Frankie, what Dale doesn't realise is that we're going to put him up under the spotlight next.
Yes, we don't have a guest on the show today, but we have you representing the St Kilda Football Club.
Look at you, you're a joke, mate. Miami Heat, talking about horse racing.
I'm Miami first, St Kilda second.
Back to the St Kilda Footy Club, round 14 this weekend, very important. Plenty more Gen Y footy still to come. Dale under the spotlight next.
Tasmania. It's home to some of the toughest, harshest environments in the world. The weather can change in an instant. And yet Blunston has survived here for over 140 years. You don't survive that long without making a boot that's tough on the outside, but soft on the inside. Blunston.
Welcome back to Gen Y Footy. It's now time to catch up with the St Kilda superstar. He's just been on a break to Port Douglas. Nick Dalcino, thanks for joining us on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here.
It's a bit awkward, this, isn't it? Frankie, you've got the first hard-hitting question.
This is serious.
It
serious
is.
segment, Nick.
Serious
Okay,
stuff.
now, you're not on holiday anymore. Okay? It's past the halfway mark of the season, and it's time to put you under the spotlight. So, Dean, Phil, while I plug this
I'm
in.
sure one of your props, it'll be a great spotlight. It'll be huge. It'll be well thought out. Here it is. It's more of a floodlight, under the floodlight.
You're under the floodlight. Nick?
Yep,
Okay, ready for the first question?
sure am.
Where is the best place to eat in Port Douglas?
Come on, mate. This is serious.
sorry.
Don't take the piss out of it. This is
We do have serious questions.
serious.
You can.
Okay, I'll go because you're too immature. It's time for you to grow up, Frankie. You had the bye last weekend.
Yes.
Teams haven't been great coming off the bye. You've got North Melbourne this week. If you lose, is it season over? No September action for St Kilda.
No.
Okay, elaborate. Tell us why.
This isn't
Well, if we-
Channel 2 ABC.
If we happen to lose, I can barely see a thing. If we happen to lose this weekend, it'll make us 6 wins, 7 losses,
Yep.
and we'd still be in the mix. So I think there's still a possibility, and still 9 games to go after that. So if we can get a little bit of run on, even if we do happen to lose this weekend, which I don't think we will,
Yep.
we're still in contention, I think.
Okay, Frankie, you just tapped me on the shoulder. That means you've got a question.
You think you won't lose this weekend?
Correct.
You had the bye,
Yep.
and teams have been struggling off the back of the bye.
Shouldn't your attitude be you won't?
Will the bye disadvantage you?
No, the bye will freshen us up, like it did for Adelaide when we played them 2 weeks ago, and we didn't have a bye. We came off a 6-day break,
And you lost.
We did lose, but because we've been playing. So North Melbourne played last weekend, played really well. I admit that, but I think the bye will do us the world of good.
Okay. New coach, Scott Waters, not so new now. What was his goal at the start of the season? At this point in the season, you knew the bye
there
was
at the end of the
coming.
year.
Okay. What was his goal? Where did he see you guys finishing? Was there anything internally?
We'd
that goal
never
was-
spoken about a position on the ladder. Obviously, everyone wants to win premierships and play finals, so that's an unspoken goal. But I think he wanted to be able to come in, get used to the group of the guys, us to get used to him, and be able to improve as a club.
Having said that, Nick, are the Saints happy with where they're at this point of the year?
I don't think we would be overly happy. I think would have liked to have won some more games. I think we've played some really good football in parts. See how serious I'm being here?
Yeah,
This
this is great, mate. You're being mature for once.
Thank you. But
I think his lips melted.
I can't see
You won't be able to see
it's
this
like I was in
weekend.
the Port Douglas Solarium now. I can't remember the question. We're not happy where we are, but it is what it is, and we're going to improve from here.
Who has been your surprise packet coming in the young kids? If you had to pick one.
I think a few of the guys have really stood
Do
up
you know
and
any of
improved
them?
this.
Are you too
Rui.
He doesn't talk to his
I think Rui's improved. Goddard. I think Ray Stanley,
Yep.
who's improved. I think there's Jack Noons, who's come in for his first season, so he's straight out under 18s, played a few games, really improved. And I think David Armitage and Jack Stevens in the midfield have really stepped their game up.
Okay, I think
And should be tagged more often.
Have you got any more to finish with?
Who's the surprise packet this year?
I just asked that.
Internally, from the club or overall?
No, surprise packet as in that's played this year that was a shining light, like this big one here.
Did I just not?
Did you just ask that
Are you
question?
saying from a player
From a
from our
playing
club?
point of view,
I
yeah.
just asked.
Or from another club?
No, from your side. I wasn't listening because the light's burning my hand.
I just asked.
Did
that
you ask
question.
that question? Okay.
No, we'll forget that one.
Where's
forget
the
that
impro-
question?
Nick Rewalt's improved
It's
again.
okay, we're going to rewind
We'll just
that.
run the answer again.
And where's the improvement need to come from?
That's
then,
what
as
you
a
meant.
club overall this year from now on to go forward.
I think we need to be more consistent. I think there's probably a lot of clubs in a similar position to us. Some consistency within games, but also week to week. I think because the competition's so even, you don't have to be off your game by very much to be made to look like a fool.
Okay.
Yeah, where does the improvement as a club need to come from this year? I just asked that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Like,
You're
what's in the
joking.
brain?
That's a gag.
All right, now we've got one. We're going to play a little game. Not a
Yep.
game. We want one word, one answer.
Yep.
Obviously, one answer. One word for the answer.
Yep.
You just put me off my game now, Frank. Moorabbin or Seaford?
We train at Seaford.
One word, I said. For the
Yeah.
answer.
Where do you want to be?
Where would you rather be, Moorabbin or Seaford?
Seaford.
Okay.
He means Moorabbin.
There you go,
I
Frank.
said Seaford.
Mid-season draft or no mid-season draft? Yes or no answer?
No.
No.
Okay.
What do you got, Dan?
Lion or pretend he's Waters?
Waters.
Waters. Okay. Yeah,
Good
smart answer.
Good answer. Are you happy with this? Have
You got one more?
Have you tanned up?
You got one more question?
Oh yeah, Dan or Frankie? and watch it because I got a light in my hand.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll say Dean because he's within arm's reach at the moment.
Very good answer. Very smart
That's
answer.
a bad thing.
It doesn't have as many silly props.
It's good for your career. Dal, thank you for joining us on Gen Y Footy.
Oh, thanks for having us, guys. I love your show. I watch
From
you
the
every
Miami
week.
Heat, thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck for the second half of the season.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next segment for Dal's Inbox. 20 more Gen Y Footy still to come.
Hey guys, so you're gonna have protein after your workout, right? But hang on, you need the right protein to get the right results. Vital Strength Pro Muscle. It builds serious muscle, not just bulk. Vital Strength Hydroxy Ripped, getting you lean and ripped faster. Vital Strength Launch, the great tasting low carb whey protein. Are you getting the right results from your protein? Complete nutrition is vital. Always insist on Vital Strength.
Welcome back to Gen Y Footy. Well, something's happened. What have you done?
Well, I've noticed that during the break, Ben, that white has had a bit of an effect on our friend Nick's head here.
What's happened to you, mate?
What's going on?
I don't know. I was staring at that light for about 5 minutes, so maybe it's...
Take it on the ground next to North.
Give stand up, just
looking
a tad.
alright.
Looks good. Just run with it, mate.
Happy with it.
And it's now time for your segment too, Dal's Inbox.
Oh, who's it brought to you
You
by,
got
Frankie?
mail.
Oh, I'm saying ching.
Yeah. Item 1, boys. Hi, Dal. Did you feel the earthquake last week? It was crazy. I was having a Gen Y footy marathon, as everyone should, at home at the time. Sad, I know, but my whole house shook. Anyways, I was spooked out when I watched the episode where Frankie predicted that an earthquake would happen 2 weeks ago. That is some freaky stuff. Can you tell me who will win the grand final, Frankie? And what other predictions do you have? So first of all, here's the prediction from a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think that we're going to be here for much longer.
What are you talking
Just
about?
in case, you just don't know, mate. An earthquake could happen or something. You just don't know. Too much unusual activity, and I'm preparing myself for the worst. So if anything happens, I'm ready to go. So if an earthquake happened for whatever reason, excuse me, there is an earthquake. Everything's shaking. Oh my God, there's rocks falling from the sky. This is move on with the show. We might not be here for much longer.
At last pretty
So
hard,
he's
isn't it?
okay because he's the highest paid on the show.
He's alright. Not bad.
Very
Frankie.
wise. Very
I
wise.
said I was preparing for the worst,
Yeah.
and it happened. I know.
What else can you predict for us?
I could predict lots of things, but I don't think I should go into all of them because it tends to scare people. So how accurate I am.
So you're giving us nothing.
I predict that Collingwood will play off against West Coast in the grand final.
Well done, you
Okay.
stuck your neck out.
Yeah.
Item 2, Dal.
Hold him to straight to it.
I have to be. I can't just go whole hog.
Hi, Dal. Hope you had a great break-up in Port Douglas. Yes, I did. Love the show. You guys always make me giggle. Anyways, last week on the show, you had Kane Lucas, and you played a quiz with him. I've noticed in the trend, every time you do a quiz, you never have any idea of what the scores are, and you always lose count.
That's not true.
Tony Barber would be ashamed of you.
Oh, Tony Barber will be. That's not true though. I don't think that's true. I think our
Well-
quizzes are thoroughly thought
Well,
out.
we put a lot of work into those quizzes.
Well, sorry to interrupt, boys. As part of my job as a panellist on this show, I've put together a little package of all the quizzes you've run over the first 12 to 13 weeks. So just have a quick look at this.
That's your camera, by the way.
What about leading
Look at
teams? We told you about that.
I don't take any feedback on board. You know this.
I've got the last one here, Frankie.
What's the score?
I don't know, your score.
I've lost the
I've
score.
kept count.
Is this our final question, Dean?
Yes, this is the final one.
Okay. They've been cheating or something on
Where did
Google.
he come up with this system, Dal?
I think Tex won, did he?
Was it you, Tex?
Yeah, I think I did, mate.
You can't add up. 4-2.
So 2 to Carlton.
Yeah.
Is that 2 to Kane?
2 to Kane.
2 to Kane.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, definitely Portuguese.
That's
See,
2
look-
all then, is it?
2 all.
So 3 Italian, 2 Portuguese. You're Italian. Is that right?
So I do speak it fluently.
The man's from Portugal.
But it's 3 all. You had 3 Italian questions.
You're a half caste.
Yeah. Well, Frankie, what a wonderful quiz you put together. But as usual on Gen Y Footy, we've got absolutely no idea who won the quiz. Okay.
Fair
all
enough.
right. Well, maybe we're just dumb.
We stand corrected. Our quiz skills aren't up to date.
No, they're not.
Very well. Tony Barber would be ashamed of us. But look, it's the way we do. We're spontaneous. We're off the cuff. Gen Y sort of roll a little bit unorganised.
Very unorganised, I think is the key word there.
Last
Dal,
item, boys,
3.
is from @Pansy. Yo, Dal. Go the Cats. So obviously a Cat supporter, whatever. After telling us where you went last week on your weekend off, I followed you to Port Douglas and took a video of you with my video camera. Check this out. So here's the footage.
Yeah, I get what
very
he's
nice.
saying. You're a
Very
crab,
nice.
Dal. You're a crab of a footballer, Dal.
And
Then the last quote.
crabs can be orange as well, and you're a bit orange. at the
Well,
moment.
maybe that's why, but then it's going to say, ha ha, get it, you are a crab, go the Catters, woohoo.
I like that.
@Pansy, stick it.
a good night, eh?
I'm having a great time here.
Hey, you're blending in with the background.
That's all right. I've got a quick one. Was I your guest on tonight's show?
Yes.
Do I get a prize pack then?
Pair of Blundstones.
What do I get?
You get the vital strength, muscle mass, weight gain, and of course you don't go home empty-handed. Your feet also get something, the Blundstone lifestyle range from our friends at Blundstone.
But if you like the rest of our guests, they do go home at the end because they don't want it. It's our time for put your
they
house
do
on
want
it.
it. They love those prizes. I love my house on it.
Oh, now Frankie, you survived last week. He took Collingwood and they won by 3 points.
It's a
Just
good
got over
tip.
the line.
3 points.
Yep.
Guess what I'm going, boys.
Hang on. Guess.
Have a guess.
You're a Calder man, so it involved that game.
I'm going for Carlton to beat the Hawks. That's sticking my neck out for
okay.
this show.
That is.
Frankie, thoughts on that?
I think Carlton are going to get absolutely belted from here to the end of Port Douglas. Yeah, okay. So I don't think they're going to win. I think you're going to be eating snails.
Oh, that's all right. I like snails.
That's disgusting.
Yep.
Are you having them cooked?
I don't know. They're not going to lose, so I don't have to worry about it. Thank you for coming on, Dale. Thanks for being our guest on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Get wash your face.
You're
I think
glowing.
my face is fine.
You're glowing.
Looks good.
Hey, could you wear that on this weekend in the game?
I'm not wearing anything.
Okay, well when you watch
And
the
Frankie-
show back, you'll notice that light has had an effect. Yeah.
You need to start listening to me, Dale. You've been disgraceful.
That wasn't. I was just kidding.
Very rude.
I'm not rude.
We'll speak to you next week. Well, we'll speak to you next week. I'll speak to you next week. We'll see you next week on Gen Y Footy.